and the persons to Uganda and the safety of Ugandan traders in South Sudan. At the outset, I wish to express appreciation to you personally and honorable members for the interest that has been demonstrated in these matters. On Afghanistan, many members have heard and watched on the news of the unfolding events in Afghanistan in recent days. These evolved very quickly, leading to evacuation by several countries of their nationals and Afghans. Members are aware that Uganda is a signatory to several international and regional conventions by which the government of Uganda commits to protect persons fleeing from persecution and conflict. The 1995 Ugandan Constitution reaffirms Ugandan commitment to international humanitarian law. And in line with the above, Parliament has passed progressive laws that are held high in regard and emulated world over. Mindful of the possible danger of our citizens and other Afghanistans, soon after the situation in Kabul unfolded on the 18th August 2021, the government of Uganda, in a joint statement with 60 other countries, called the Taliban to ensure safe departure of people wanting to leave Afghanistan. My ministry immediately undertook efforts to establish the status of Ugandan nationals in Afghanistan. The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development was contacted to find out whether there were Ugandan nationals externalized to that country. We were informed that none remained in Afghanistan since their evacuation last year, 2020. We established that Ugandans working in the UN system were evacuated by UN and taken to third countries. We also established that 10 Ugandans had been evacuated on flights to London in the United Kingdom. They are now in the 14-day quarantine, and thereafter they will travel to Uganda. Through our contacts, we further established the presence of 2 Ugandans in Kabul, and arrangements are being made to repatriate them. At this current time, the known Ugandans in Afghanistan are only 2. We are making every effort to look out for any other Ugandans and appeal to honorable members of this August House and the general public who may have information on the whereabouts of any Ugandan to share it with the ministry. Right, Honorable Speaker, Ugandans' treatment of a person in distress and fleeing their country or place of residence is well known. We believe that no one chooses to flee their country or be a refugee, and if they do, they must be treated with dignity and kindness at their times of need. When the government of Uganda was approached by the United States government with a request to consider hosting temporarily Afghan nationals and other nationals at risk, government of Uganda did not hesitate to accept to consider the request. The decision to host them is informed and consistent with Uganda's policy of receiving refugees and persons in distress, as well as playing our responsible role as a member of the international community on matters of international concern. Right, Honorable Speaker, Uganda and United States of America enjoy long-standing cordial bilateral ties, which are historic in nature, and we continue to pursue common interests for mutual benefit of both countries. Our engagement on this matter is testimony to the state of our relations and the attachment that government attaches to these relations. This morning, 50 evacuees from Afghanistan arrived in the country aboard a privately chartered flight and were received by government officials and the United States Embassy at Entebbe International Airport. The evacuees included men, women, and children. They all underwent the necessary security screening as well as the mandatory COVID-19 testing and the required quarantine procedures ongoing. The evacuees will remain in Uganda while they are processed by the U.S. Embassy for their onward journey. It is worth noting that these are not refugees. The processing may take a few weeks or months. The cost of providing for needs and requirements of the evacuees is being made by the U.S. authorities. The government will in the coming period continue to engage with the U.S. Embassy in Kampala to extend necessary assistance to the evacuees from Afghanistan. From the onset, we engaged with our U.S. partners on the situation of Ugandans in Afghanistan and requested for their evacuation. Whereas it had been arranged for 2 of them to be on today's flight, we have learned that due to the challenges they faced in accessing airport in Kabul, they were unable to make it on today's flight. Arrangements are being made to bring them on the subsequent flights. Right Honorable Speaker, on South Sudan, there have been a wave of ambushes and incidences of insecurity along Juba-Nimule Road in the last few weeks, which has led to loss of life and property. Government of Uganda a few days ago received with deep shock and concern the killing of Ugandans and other citizens of East Africa and Africa and destruction of goods along the Juba-Nimule-Eregu-Juba road stretch